It all began with a question, a quiet thing, a quest for knowledge, inspiring me. Too many helplessly, idly wait for the heavenly, but I'll accept no suppression of my empathy. I'm here to change the world.
Hi, my name is Aeolus, aka your favorite atheist, and this video is going to be brought to you by the Freedom from Religion Foundation. All of the information in this video is coming from a brochure that they recently put out in their Free Thought Today newsletter, and I thought that I would share that with you guys. So I'm going to include a link to that in the description box below, and I'm also going to include a link to the Freedom from Religion Foundation. I've been a member of their organization for 3 years. I fully support everything that they do, and I recommend that you become a member if you would like to continue to prevent these church-state violations from occurring in the future. So without further ado, these are the top 10 public school state church violations and how to stop them. Number 1. Prayer at schools. School events, including graduations, may not include prayer. For more than 50 years, the U.S. Supreme Court has consistently struck down prayer in public schools. School staff, including coaches, may not organize, endorse, promote, or participate in prayers with students. Teachers and coaches may not lead prayers or deputize students to lead prayer. Even a public school coach's silent participation in student prayer circles has been ruled unconstitutional. Schools and athletic teams may not appoint or employ a chaplain or other spiritual leader. Number 2, compelling pledges of allegiance. Students have a constitutional right not to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance, nor can students be required to stand or otherwise be penalized for exercising this right. Even before Under God was belatedly added to the previously secular pledge in 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court had already affirmed this right. Number 3, school Bible distributions. The distribution of Bibles to students on public school property is prohibited. Allowing Bible distributions in public schools or on public school property is an affront not only to non-religious people, but to all those whose faiths or lack of faith does not encompass the New Testament. Number 4, creationism. Schools may not teach religious doctrine, including creationism and intelligent design. The Supreme Court has firmly struck down attempts to prohibit evolution or teach scientific creationism in schools. No controversy exists in the scientific community regarding evolution, which, like gravity, is a fact. Teaching that there is controversy about the validity of evolution in science class is akin to teaching astrology along with astronomy or alchemy with chemistry. Number 5, denial of atheist student clubs. Schools may not ban atheist secular clubs if other non-curricular clubs are allowed. Under the Equal Access Act, if public secondary schools permit non-curricular clubs, they cannot discriminate against student clubs based on their religious, political, philosophical, or other beliefs. All clubs must receive the same rights and privileges. Number 6, graduation in churches. School events, including graduation, should not be held in houses of worship. Public school programming, including graduations, testing, and recitals, should not occur in churches because any student could reasonably conclude that the district would only choose such a proselytizing environment aimed at spreading religious faith if the district approved of the church's message. Budget considerations cannot trump students' rights. Number 7, churches meeting in schools. Churches must abide by school rental policies, pay fees, and only use property during rental hours. Granting a fee waiver or discount to a church is illegal preferential treatment, forcing taxpayers to subsidize religion. The church may not use school property during non-rental hours, including to store equipment, park a trailer, or display messages or advertising. The practice of churches renting public schools for worship remains divisive and controversial because of the inevitable appearance of school sanction, spurring ongoing litigation. Number 8, displaying religious messages. Religious displays are not permitted in public schools. Courts have continually held that school districts may not display religious messages or iconography in public schools, including crosses, the Ten Commandments, Bible verses, Bibles, religious figures, portraits of Jesus, etc., even if privately paid for. These may not be displayed on public school grounds, public school hallways, offices, classrooms, or anywhere in view of students and parents. Number 9, youth pastor access to students. Schools may not give religious groups unique access to school property to befriend, proselytize, or give presentations to students. Schools may not allow pastors, religious youth clubs, ministers, or churches on the school grounds during the school day to talk with students. Number 10, proselytizing via music. It is a principle of our public educational system that every activity in a public school ought to have an educational purpose. Elementary school music classes and high school choruses are a frequent source of First Amendment violations. The line is crossed when that purpose becomes devotional, proselytizing, or religiously coercive. Voluntariness is no excuse. Public schools that host religious events often excuse them by calling them voluntary. Students are a captive audience who, as the Supreme Court has stated repeatedly, cannot be required to forfeit rights or benefits as the price of resisting state-sponsored religious practices. If you are aware of these or similar violations in your public schools, you can report those violations to the Freedom from Religion Foundation at this link, and I'm also going to include this link in the description box below. So special thanks to the Freedom from Religion Foundation for providing us with this information. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and especially share it. This information should be out there. A lot of the things on this list I didn't know about, or I didn't even know that they were occurring with that level of frequency. So it pays to complain, as the brochure says. So never stop complaining, and as always, thanks for watching. I'd like to give a special shout out to all my supporters over at patreon.com/reason. If you have a burning question that you'd like me to do a video on, you can send a donation to aeolisttheatheist@gmail.com. I hope that you all have a great day, and may reason forever outweigh religious stupidity. Peace.